Hi, I'm Elaine Harding. Welcome to my blog.stampwithelaine.com and welcome to this week's Fun Friday project. I have this gorgeous copper tin. They hold 3x3 cards in it perfectly, and I did this for my team training. This comes from the Tea Room Suite, which you'll find on pages 14 and 15 in the new annual catalogue. The tins will come to you in a cardboard box like this. There are 4 in a pack. £14 for 4, which works out to £3.50 per tin. Also included in the suite are the Tea Room Specialty DSP. There are 24 sheets in a pack, 4 each of 6 double-sided designs. So these are the papers. That's the reverse side. A photopolymer stamp set with 13 stamps in it, and it has coordinating dies called a Spot of Tea framelit dies. There are 9 dies in the Spot of Tea framelit set, 2 nesting doily type frames, and one that will cut a decorative edge, one that will fit over the cup, and these 2 foliage ones, and 2 flowers, and also this leaf set here. In the suite there are 2 each of 2 vinyl sticker sheets, the Tea Room Combo Ribbon Pack, Tea Room A4 cardstock pack, which comprises 8 each of 3 colours in Calypso Coral, Coastal Cabana and very thick vanilla cardstock. So that's the suite. What I'm going to show you today is how I covered my tin, and I'm going to be using the Tea Room Specialty papers, and I'll show you how I made the individual envelopes and cards for scrap of Whisper White cardstock, Old Olive, Rich Razzleberry and Coastal Cabana ink. You'll need the Big Shot and the magnetic platform and cutting plates. The other tool you'll need is the envelope punch board, 5.5 inch by 5.5 inch square. That's 14 centimeters by 14 centimeters. You also need a piece that is 3 inches by 3 inches square for the front of the card, so that's 7.6 centimeters by 7.6 centimeters. Cardstock that's cut at 3 inches by 6 inches, that's 7.6 centimeters by 15.2 centimeters, and you score it at 3 inches, that's 7.6 centimeters, and fold it in half. To wrap the tin, you need a sheet that measures 3 1/8 inches. We're not going to wrap the top, and we want to keep the lid on, so you've got a guideline on where to butt your paper up against to cover it. Cut this at 3 1/8 inches by 12 inches. In metric, that would be 7.9 centimeters by 30.5 centimeters. You need tear and tape, and you want to find the seam. There's a seam here for the tin, and you want to start off with putting a very short strip of double-sided tape on here, and you will see why in a minute. The same for the bottom. And then you just carry on with the next strip, and this one, as you can see, I'm butting it all along underneath the edge of the lid to make sure that it's straight, and then cut it off where the seam of the tin is. Then you repeat it for the bottom, and I'm going to fast forward this. On your DSP, you want a piece on both ends, now start with the long end, so you want to keep this short strip first. We're going to work on the longer strip. So remove the double-sided backing tape, You want to start from this end, okay, butt it up right up to the edge of the tin, and then don't put your tin down because you've unravelled the sticky tape. You might stick it to your work surface. Just make sure that that is in line with the top and smooth it over so you don't get any air bubbles. Alright, now you want to remove this tape here on the outside one and lift that up. Remove the tape from the short tape from the tin, and then secure that. Remove the tape from this side and then seal it. Then you get a nice neat finish here. Decorate the front of our tin. I'm going to need a foam mat which I put underneath my grid paper. Place my cardstock on top, and I'm stamping in Coastal Cabana ink. From me to you, I'm going to stamp the leaf image underneath, direct from the ink pad to the cardstock. And I'll ink the solid image in Old Olive, and I'm going to stamp off first the 2 dots here, here and here, to mark where the stamp has to go. Actually, I've made a mess of that one, so I'm going to do that one again. So stamp direct to the paper, and then I'm going to stamp off before I stamp on this one. Magnetic platform, base cutting plate, cardstock. I'm going to be using the smaller of these dies, cutting out these. So to make my sandwich, I've got the magnetic platform at the bottom, the base cutting plate, my cardstock, the die with the cutting edge face down. I'm going to cut out these little arches of foliage. Top cutting plate, and I'll go and run that through the big shot. So I'll be back. I cut my pieces, so I'm just going to glue it straight onto the tin. I want that on the back. Some glue on the foliage. Grab my vinyl sticker, and I'm going to start from the middle here, wrap it round, take the other sticker, carry on from where I left off, take the vinyl off and stick one on top of the tin like so, and take the flower off and put that in the middle. Next we want to make the envelopes. Now if you've not used one before, the envelope punch board is really a must. The card size here on the left hand column, the paper size you need to punch and score your envelopes, and all the instructions are here. So there's a punch at the top, which is a corner rounder punch, as you can see here, and then there's a little slot here to insert your scoring tool, and the final result should look like this. This is where you punch. There's a beak on here. You only need to measure once, and the rest of the time you use the score line as a guide. To make an envelope that will fit a 3" by 3" card, you need the paper size at 5½ inches square. Butt it up at the 2 3/4 inches. You punch first, and then you use the scoring tool, and where you can see here there's a sort of straight edge, and you butt your scoring tool up to this bit here and score. There's a groove here. Then you rotate it anti-clockwise, and you can see the score line there. You need to offer that up to the beak that you see on here. Line it up with that beak, and then you punch and score again. So rotate it anti-clockwise, line it up with the score line against that beak, punch and score. And again, line it up with the score line and the beak, punch and score. Now you want to round off the corners, so offer your cardstock, your paper, into that corner here, and just keep punching all the way round to round the corners off. So now you've made your envelope, and you can see the score lines there. So just reinforce the score lines. Grab your glue, put a dollop of glue there, and close that down. A bit of glue along this edge and that edge, and maybe just at the tip there, and close that as well. A line of glue there and a line of glue here. Close the top, open up the bottom so you've got your spreader, and you just want to spread the glue at the top and allow it to dry. And once it does that, it will act like a post-it note, and you've got your envelope seal. Now we're ready to tackle our card. So I'm going to run Tombow on the 4 sides. Take this 3 by 3 inch piece, make sure it's the right way up, and I'm going to offer it up to the front of the card and make sure that it is buttered up to the sides. Use my bone folder to spread the glue. Stamp it with this sentiment: warmed with love, steeped in friendship. I'm going to put one of these lovely butterflies on it from the vinyl stickers. And you see where I've allowed that to dry? Now that envelope will stick down, but you can also unstick it, so it works like a post-it note. And then I shall add that into the tin, and that will make 6 little cards, which will make a nice little gift for somebody. So I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, share on Facebook, and my grateful thanks if you do. If you're watching from YouTube, you'll find the list of supplies I use below this video in the Show More section, with direct links to my online store. They'll also be listed on my blog at blog.stampwithelaine.com. You can find me on Facebook, Pinterest or Instagram. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon. Bye.